The 4's activity is a really neat activity where it allows the class to work together with everybody having a job to do to try to fill up a number grid. Let me explain a little bit more here. You're going to be using only 4's to find every number using mathematical operations. But the rule is you can only use 4's. I'm going to encourage you to use as many strategies as you can think of as you're going through this activity. You might start by just using a guess and check strategy, which is totally okay. But then as time goes on, I'd like you to think of more creative and logical strategies so that you can fill up the board. You can have a pencil and paper on hand, and you can certainly use a calculator for this as well. But make a recording in a notebook or write down your thought process as you go through the activity. Now, the operations that you're allowed to use are going to be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. In addition to that, you can use exponents, raising a number to a power. Exponents are perfectly allowed, but remember, you can only use 4's. You cannot use any other numbers. Square roots will be allowed. And just to kind of give you an idea of a square root, we know that the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is going to be 2, because 2 times 2 equals 4. Again, the square root of 9 is going to be 3. The square root of 16 is going to be 4, and so on. So that's an idea of how square roots work. But remember, you can only use 4's in the activity. The other thing that I'm going to open up to you that you may or may not know about is the concept of a factorial. So in mathematics, when we write a number with an exclamation point after it, it's called a factorial. 2 factorial would be 2 times 1. 3 factorial would be equivalent to 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. 4 factorial, which is going to be an operation that you can use, is equivalent to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 24. So use the factorials as well as you go through this activity. Now, when you click the link in the directions document, you're going to have to enter your name to begin. And when you go to the first page, you're going to get to pick an avatar, I guess would be a good word for it, that fits your personality. So as my activity loads here, I'm going to go ahead and click the avatar. In this case, my avatars are animals, so I will pick the dog, and I will move on to the next screen. Now, here are the numbers that we need to fill up. We need to fill up the numbers 0 through 99. So like I said earlier, you might start with just a little trial and error here. You might end up just going, okay, I'm just going to try 4 plus 4 times 4 minus 4, and let's just see what happens. When I calculate this out, I will then need to figure out what this answer is. So this is going to be 4 plus 16 minus 4. So that's 20 minus 4. So the answer is going to be 16. And then I can hit submit. And I notice that 16 is the correct answer. Okay, now I can do another one. So maybe, again, I'm just using trial and error here. 4 times 4 plus 4 plus 4. And I say, okay, that's 16. 16 plus 4 is 20, and so that's 24. So I mark off 24, and I hit submit, and I see that I'm right. But eventually, your trial and error is going to run out. And so I would encourage you to pick a number, maybe like 40. You say, okay, I'm going to see if I can get 40, and then use your pencil and paper to see if you can come up with a very logical way to get 40 for an answer. When you're done, or when you are starting to get tired or frustrated, you can move on to the next screen, and you can see the class board. Now, this will be all your classmates working together to see what numbers have been marked off. And you can see for our class, I've already marked off 16 and 24, so those are out. You can't do that. But the goal is to have all the numbers marked out. And if you want to see a leaderboard, you'll be able to see which avatar is leading the way with the most contributors. That's kind of a big deal. So yeah, have some fun with this activity. If you feel yourself starting to get frustrated, I need you to stop, or you can just work on it for 20 minutes, whatever comes first. Have fun, everyone.